Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into a blog post I found super interesting. It's by Ethan Mollick, and it's called Speaking Things into Existence.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. It's all about AI and expertise, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. Like, some of the things he's doing with AI are just, I don't even know. Like, creating a whole video game just by giving the AI prompts in plain English.
It is wild. He actually calls it vibe coding, which I kind of love.
Vibe coding?
Yeah, so like
Well,
using AI to code for you, basically. Like it's your coding assistant.
so instead of needing to know how to code yourself, you just tell the AI what you want and it does it.
Pretty much. Like he built an entire 3D game with this AI agent called Claude Code
Mhm.
just by giving it instructions in plain English.
Crazy, right?
Okay, that's honestly a little intimidating. I mean, what does that even mean for someone like me who can barely write an HTML tag?
Well, that's actually a really important point, and Moloch talks about this too. It's not that expertise is becoming obsolete, it's more like it's changing.
So we still need experts. Oh, absolutely. But the way we apply that expertise is different. It's less about doing everything manually and more about guiding the AI.
Okay, I'm listening. Give me an example.
Sure. So when Moloch was building his game, he ran into a bug. And he realized that if he had more coding experience, he would have spotted it right away.
Ah, so the AI isn't perfect. It still needs a human to oversee it.
Exactly. It's like you become a vibe debugger. You still need to know enough to troubleshoot, to
Uh-huh.
course correct, to make sure the AI is on the right track.
That makes me feel a little better. So it's more like a partnership.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It's humans and AI working together.
Okay, so it's not just about giving the AI orders, it's about working with it. That actually makes a lot of sense. So this vibe coding thing can be used for more than just games, right?
Hmm.
What else does Moloch talk about?
Well, he takes it even further with something he calls vibe working with expertise.
Vibe working with expertise. Lay it on me.
Okay, so he uses this other AI agent called Manus to create an entire online course.
Whoa! On what?
Elevator pitching, which is pretty ambitious, right? Like a whole online course built by AI.
That's next level.
Yeah.
So is that basically taking this idea of vibe coding and applying it to like creating educational content?
Yeah, basically. But here's the thing. Even though the AI could put together the structure of the course, it was missing something.
Like what?
Like Moloch's expertise. He's an entrepreneurship expert, and he could tell that the initial course, the AI-generated one, was just too basic, too text-heavy, not interactive enough.
So what did he do? Scrap it and start over.
Nope. He just gave Manu specific feedback, like add more videos, make it more engaging, include exercises, that kind of thing.
And the AI just did it.
Yep. It incorporated his feedback, and the course ended up way better.
So even a little bit of expert input can make a huge difference. That's kind of encouraging, like our expertise still matters.
I think so too. And that's where things get really interesting. Moloch pushes it even further with something he calls deep vibe working.
Deep vibe working. Okay, you've officially lost me.
Haha, so this is where he uses AI to help with research, like complex research tasks.
Okay, like what?
So he had this massive data set on crowdfunding, like way too big to analyze manually.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And he wanted to write a research paper based on this data, so he decided to see if AI could help.
Hold up. He used AI to help write a research paper.
Yeah, and not just any research paper, a good one, like one that could actually be published.
I'm officially mind blown.
Yep.
How is that even possible?
So he used a bunch of different AI models, including one called Deep Research from OpenAI.
Okay.
Well, first he had the AI generate a report on all the latest research in crowdfunding.
So he didn't even have to read all those academic papers himself.
Exactly. Saved him a ton of time.
That alone seems pretty amazing. But did he just let the AI run wild after that, like analyze the data however it wanted?
No. He was very hands-on. He used his expertise to guide the AI, like helping it come up with hypotheses, making sure it was analyzing the data in the right way.
So it wasn't just a case of AI do this, it was more like a back and forth.
Exactly. He actually points out a few times where the AI suggested approaches that made sense statistically, but just weren't appropriate based on his knowledge of the data set.
Ah, so he was still in control.
Very much so. And the crazy thing is, he was able to generate a draft of the research paper in under an hour.
An hour? Seriously?
Yep. A task that would normally take weeks, maybe even months, took him an hour with the help of AI.
Wow. Okay. I need to know more about this deep vibe working thing. That's incredible.
It is pretty mind-blowing. He does say that the paper still needed some tweaking and refining, but the potential is huge. Like AI could really streamline even the most complex knowledge work.
Okay, so this is all super fascinating. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm also feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's clear that the way we work is changing, like big time.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. What about you? Do you think this is something to be excited about or worried about?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely exciting, all these new possibilities, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, things are changing fast.
Yeah, for sure. It's a little scary, I guess. But I
Uh,
mean, going back to Molly's point, it's not like AI is going to replace humans altogether, is it? It's
yeah.
more like we're going to have to work together.
Yeah, it's not about AI versus humans, it's AI and humans.
Yeah.
And the need for expertise isn't going away either. It's evolving.
So what you're saying is the skills that are going to be valuable in the future are the ones that AI can't just, replicate.
Right. Like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity. Those are all uniquely human skills.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Those are the skills that'll help us thrive in this new world. So we need to become like what Molly calls vibe workers.
I like that. Yeah. Vibe workers.
Yeah.
People who can work effectively with AI. And that means you need to understand how to communicate with it, how to guide it, how to interpret its output.
And it's like we need to develop this whole new set of skills, almost like an AI fluency.
AI fluency. I love that. That's a great way to put it. And it's not just technical skills either. It's about understanding the broader implications of AI, how it's changing everything around us.
Right. So if we were to apply this AI fluency to the examples Mollick talks about, what would that actually look like?
Okay, so let's take vibe coding. It's not just about telling the AI, build me a game, right? You have to be able to articulate your vision, understand the basic principles of game design, give the AI feedback so it can refine its creation.
It's a real partnership.
It is. And then there's deep vibe working. Like, I know you're still trying to wrap your head around this idea of writing a research paper in an hour.
Yeah, it seems kind of impossible.
Well, it's definitely a powerful example of how AI can amplify our capabilities, but it's not like Mal just let the AI do its own thing. He still had to use his knowledge of the subject to guide it,
Right.
make sure it was asking the right questions, analyzing the data correctly.
So he had to really be on top of it.
Yeah. He was constantly evaluating the AI's output, making sure it was aligned with his research goals.
So it's not just about blindly trusting whatever the AI spits out. It's about being critical at assumptions and using your expertise to shape the results.
Exactly, and that's so important as we move into this new era of AI. It's not about replacing human judgment and intuition, it's about augmenting it.
I'm starting to get it. But I have to ask, what about the downsides? Like, could becoming too reliant on AI lead to us losing some of those essential human skills? And what about jobs? Could people lose their jobs because of AI?
Those are all valid concerns and things we need to think about as a society. It's important to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So how do we prepare for this future where AI is everywhere? How do we develop that AI fluency you were talking about?
I think the first step is to adopt a mindset of lifelong learning. Because the world of AI is changing so fast, we need to be adaptable and willing to learn new things throughout our careers.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed with everything changing so quickly.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of approaching it with curiosity,
Mhm.
like be willing to learn and experiment.
Exactly. And there are so many resources out there to help us learn. Online courses, workshops, communities. It's all about being proactive and never stop exploring.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Mollick's blog, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is that the future of work isn't about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working together to create a world that's more innovative, more efficient, more fulfilling for everyone.
That's a great way to put it. It's about embracing the possibilities, acknowledging the challenges, and finding ways to use AI for good. It really is a fascinating shift. The whole idea of vibe working and like collaborating with AI to create things and do research, it's really changing how we think about work.
Yeah, and I think one of the most interesting things Malik talks about is how this is changing our idea of expertise. It's not about being replaced, it's about evolving.
It makes me wonder, you know, as we become more fluent in working with AI, how will that change the way we even learn and develop our expertise in the first place?
That's a great question. Imagine a future where learning a new skill isn't just about reading textbooks or going to lectures, but about working alongside an AI tutor that can personalize your instruction and adapt to your learning style.
Wow, that would be incredible. It could really make learning so much more accessible and engaging and efficient too.
Exactly. And it all comes back to Malik's point about the pace of change. I mean, Just 18 months ago, the idea of generating a research paper with AI in an hour would have seemed impossible. Who knows what we'll be able to do in the next 18 months?
It's pretty mind-blowing
Yeah,
and a little daunting if I'm honest, but I think Mollick's blog gives us a good roadmap for navigating this new world.
I agree. And one of the key takeaways for me is that the best way to work with AI is to find that sweet spot of collaboration. Like it's about leveraging the strengths of both humans and AI to achieve something truly remarkable.
So it's not about mastering AI itself, it's about mastering working with AI. And that's probably going to look different for everyone depending on their skills and their profession.
Yeah, exactly. It's about finding the right balance, understanding your own strengths and limitations and knowing how to guide and collaborate with AI to achieve your goals.
And maybe most importantly, it's about staying curious and open-minded. Because AI is evolving so quickly, the only way to keep up is to embrace lifelong learning.
Absolutely. And this deep dive is just the beginning. We hope you'll continue exploring and experimenting and thinking about how AI can empower you in your own work and life.
It's a future full of potential, and it's up to all of us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity. So keep diving, keep exploring, and keep asking questions. Thanks for joining us.